Hello Year 4, this is an extra little session of maths for you, just so we can work on some fluency. Okay, we're going to start by looking at one problem. There are 87 cans of beans. Is it possible to organise them equally onto 3 shelves? Well, I could start going 1, 2, 3. Put 1 can on each shelf. 4, 5, 6. 2 cans on each shelf. 7, 8, 9. 3 cans on each shelf. Now, what happens every time I've put an equal number of cans on each shelf? That's right, I'm counting up in threes. Okay, so whenever we're looking at division, we look at the number we're dividing by and we think about our times table knowledge. So, here's some more representations to help us with our thinking. Okay, we know the calculation is 87 cans of beans divided or shared between 3 shelves. Okay, here are our 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cans. Okay, they're in boxes of 10 and these are single cans. Okay. This is the method we're starting to work with. That is 87 cans of beans divided by 3 shelves. Okay, and just to help us along, I have started counting in threes. Those are the multiples of 3 that we need to know in our head. Now, this might feel a bit tricky if our times table knowledge isn't strong, but one strategy to work with that is to refer to a guide or to create one. I just wrote out counting in threes. Okay, so what do I know about counting in threes? Well, I know that 3 times 10 is 30. That's quite helpful. So straight away, I could put a whole box of cans on each shelf. Okay, let's draw some shelves. Added sound effects, not very straight lines though. Oh, no, can't do that one. Let's have another line. Okay, so I've got 3 shelves, and straight away I've been able to put 10 cans of beans on each shelf, because I know that 3 times 10 is 30. But how far does that get me? How close do I get to 80? Well, let's try 20 cans of beans on each shelf. I've nearly used up most of my 87 now. How many have I used up? I've used up 20, 40, 60 cans of beans. Okay, so I've used up 60 of this 87. I'm going to take that 60 away. How many do you think I will be left with? That's right, 27. Can you see whatever's happening here is also happening here? Okay, so I will be left with 27 cans of beans. Okay, on each shelf I have 2 10s. I have 20 cans of beans. Okay, so I've worked out that there are 2 lots of 3 in 80. There are 2 10s. There's 20 down here, okay? So I've got 27 left over. How many 3s are in 27? Ah, some of you spotted it. 27 is in the 3 times table. Okay, I've got 27 cans of beans left over, and they are going to share equally across these 3 shelves. How many will be on each shelf? 1 on each shelf, 2 on each shelf, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lots of 3. There will be 9 more on each shelf. Okay, so I change that one. That 10 becomes 10 ones, and that 10 becomes 10 ones. And I can share them out, and there will be 9 more on each shelf. Okay, I want you to try and do this with the place value counters on MathSpot. Okay, and I'm going to give you some extra questions to practice this with. Remember how I shared them out. Remember how we're writing our thinking as we go. Here are your questions. Give them a go. Remember, if you had any left over, they are our remainders. Okay, they won't share equally into these groups. Well done, everybody. See you again tomorrow.